Hello everyone, I am Minkle, Marketing Head at MoogleLabs, and it is with great pleasure that we host you today for the webinar on DevOps Age of CI/CD with Gaurav, DevOps Engineer at MoogleLabs. To start, I would take a few minutes to talk about our organization and explain the format of today's webinar. Founded by seasoned IT professionals, MoogleLabs specialize as accelerators and developers in future technologies to enable digital transformation. We are established in Canada with a development center in India and Australia. Our experts have already helped several clients globally in improving their business operations using AI, ML, DevOps, blockchain, metaverse, and data science. If you need services in this, we would be happy to connect with you at an individual level to discuss the work in detail. As for the webinar, firstly, Mr. Gaurav will give a presentation while going into the depth explanation of CI/CD pipelines and its role in DevOps. The webinar will take around 30 to 45 minutes. Then all the participants can take some time to ask industry specific questions. Please feel free to add your questions to the chat as they arise. Mr. Gaurav can address them at the end. Also, if you can please keep your screens on to see the presentation as our speakers goes through the various points. Now our extremely sincere, knowledgeable DevOps engineer, please take over the screen.
Yeah, so I'm audible right now, everyone.
Yeah, we are good to go.
Yeah, so hello everyone. First of all, I am very much grateful to all of you who are present here. My name is Gaurav Raturi, and I am DevOps engineer in MoogleLabs. Today, the topic of our discussion is CI/CD. Now, why we use the CI/CD? What are the use of CI/CD? And how CI/CD becomes an integral part of our businesses now. So we will see whole of the thing step by step about the CI, about the CD, and everything the tools. So before starting is this is a table of content. So what we are going to do today, introduction, what is CI/CD, uh, how the rise of CI/CD occurs, what are the reasons, what are the business impact, what are the other benefits, CI/CD tools, and at the end we will do the short comparison of a product, like what we can use and what we can do about that. So first of all, what is a CI/CD? So CI/CD means like continuous integration and continuous deployment. So continuous integration is like let's imagine a scenario that where a common project is shared between the developers, shared repositories. Yeah, so CI, first of all, we go through the CI. So CI is continuous integration. So let's suppose a scenario that a common project is there and it is distributed towards to the 10 of the developers. So around every developers is taking the pull of the its or his or her branch and then making the difference of features or some other versions or the bug fixes in their branches, and then it will merge to the common repository. So this repository is using for we are using for the production thing, for the deployment thing, for the delivery part. So this is a common, this is a continuous integration, which is a continuous the amount of features, the amount of bugs, amount of version which are coming to the newer thing. Then second one is a continuous delivery. So it is automatically released to a repository, which is a shared, which I have told you that it is a shared repository, which is shared between the 10 or 20 developers. So we are not going to waste a significant amount of time going to one developer, then another, then another. Every developer pull their own branches, make their own branches, do their version, do their bug fixes, and then they can test it. Last one is a continuous deployment. So what is a continuous deployment? As you can see that every application you open, they will say you, okay, hey, the name, and then we have a new feature launch, or hey, we are using or we are bug fixing this thing. So this is a continuous deployment, which we are seeing in all of the application nowadays. First, as we can see, the continuous integration is, we can refer to the continuous integration, which is an automation process for the developers. Continuous delivery, as I have told, that automation of builds, unit and integration testing in CI. Continuous delivery automates the release of validated code to a repository, and that repository branch, as I have told, these branches are merged to the master branch, which is used for the production thing. Last one is the continuous deployment. So continuous deployment, as I have told, that newer versions are available right now in the market for every of the application, because no application or no mobile application or no anything web application, they are not lagging behind now. Everything is like fast pace. Around 5 days, 10 days, they are ready to use another version. They are ready for the bug fixes. So this is called as a continuous deployment. Now, what is the process for that? Now we can just realize that there are some of the phases. Like first phase is like commit. So when the developer completes a change, they will commit to a change in the repository. So that repository, which is shared among all the developers, they will commit their changes to the repository. Now what happen? They will raise a PR. So PR is a pull request, which is like inviting a team member, which is who is working on the project, to see whether there are any conflict or not. So what can be the conflict? So one developer can be using a Node 14 version. One developer can be using 16 version. So this may cause a conflict in this, that you are not using the version or you are not using the package which we are using. They can cause a conflict. So raising a PR is like double sharing the thing. Yes, okay, everything is right. We can do this. Then after the raising the PR, the team members are saying, okay, it is all right. We can merge to the main branch, which is called as a master or production, or which we can see. Now it is automatically released to the repo. Third one is the building. So when we will see AWS pipeline or Jenkins pipeline or any other pipeline, which I will show you in the later half of this thing, building is like we are building our application, which is like a build. We are building a APK, we are building a IPA, we are building a node version or node modules, PHP, Laravel, everything else. Fourth one is a deployment. So this is the part which we have to take care. After building, everything is done. Okay, I have a APK, I have a IPA, I have a node thing, I have a website where I have to deploy it. So the fourth step is the deployment part. So we can deploy our thing into the S3 bucket. We can deploy it into the web browser. We can deploy it into the EC2 version. So, and one thing also, so right now we are distributing all the services into a microservices level. So what is a microservice? Whenever there is we can say, let's take an example of Facebook or Instagram or any other thing. So let's take an example of Facebook. So they are the service. They are dividing their microservices like login, videos, people, friend request, any other thing. It is just an example. So what happen when one microservices are down? It will not affect the whole of the our service. So it will not affect our whole service. Only that microservice is down, which like the people will not log in into it. People are not seeing the videos or they are not seeing the ad like friend request, but the whole thing is running quite well. So whatever what the thing it benefit us, that whenever there is a, we can say, a bug, or we can describe this as a bug, that we are not seeing the friend request or any other thing, we can like companies will tell the developers, hey, this part is not working, our whole application is working, but this part is not working. It will take a pull of that microservice and will do the bug fixes. Last one is the automate test. So testing why it is needed. Sometime what happen in a real scenario, that everything is done, the commit, merge, build and deploy, it is done, but the application fails in the testing. So why it fails? Let's suppose the developer has like taken the 10 user, 20 user, and then all right, that it will work. But in the testing, we do a certain type of testing. We do the regression testing. Like we are in an application, we are just entering the 100 people, so under the 1,000, 10,000 people, and we will see that how the app is working, how the application is working, where it crashes, where it not crashes. So this is the importance of automating the test. And then again, if the automation fails, sorry, the testing fails, then we will tell to the developer that, hey, this application has failed this test, and then we will go to the Again, first thing, commit, merge, build, deploy, and then testing. So this is the history. This is the history of CI/CD, that how in the air, uh, like how in the air it changes everything. Okay, so in 2001, uh, the first CI/CD is introduced, like cruise control. So first of a thing is a cruise control. Second, 2002, Antil Pro, then 2005, Hudson, and then the whole game changes at the 2011, where the Jenkins was born. So Jenkins, I will explain to you that it is a free of a cost CI/CD thing. In the Jenkins, you can do everything which you can do in your beginner thing. If you are a beginner, you can create your CI/CD. You can do other things. So why Jenkins is like it is introduced in 2011, but still in this today present scenario, in the decade older also, it is holding a significant amount of a shareholding in the market. I can say that many of the projects still are running on the Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins power reside in its plugins. So if we are having all the plugins in the Jenkins. So like if you want to create a Java application, you have a plugin. If you want to create an Android application, you have a plugin. So everything reside on the plugins. Then in 2013, Azure has introduced its DevOps. So like what is the difference between the Jenkins and the Azure or AWS? In Jenkins, you need a local machine. You will always having a local machine where the Jenkins is running, and then like dedicated server, it is used as a dedicated server, and then in that dedicated server, the Jenkins is running. Okay, or you can have a local machine. So you have a dependency of like local machine or any other thing on the Jenkins. But when the Azure or AWS come, it is a cloud service. So you do not worry about the dedicated server or any other thing. In Azure or in AWS, you just buy a virtual machine, you just buy a EC2 instance, and then you can install your Jenkins, or you can install any other node modules. You can install the Android application, Android Studio, Swift, you can say Xcode into it. And whenever your work is completed, like, okay, around 1 2 months, my work will be completed. I just need a 1 2 month machine. So why I'm going to waste my money in the dedicated server, or why I am going to waste my money in the purchasing a system which is like having a specification which is used to run this application. So in cloud, we have a facility that only for the 2 3 months I am going to pay for the machines. I am going for these things, and then it's all right. I do not need this. So in 2015, AWS come, and then around this time, the CI/CDs or the cloud thing, it get a boom. Now everyone is going towards the CI/CD or towards the AWS or Azure thing. So AWS, as we know that it is providing a free tier to everyone. You just create an account, you can do everything or you can learn everything, and you just not to be need like a big machines or dedicated server for that. In 2018, we can see the GitLab CI/CD is announced. So we all know that GitHub is a like you can share your or store your CI/CD, or you can store your repositories there. So GitLab is another version for that. You can store your repository there, but GitLab says, hey, you are using our like repository storage. Okay, we have a CI/CD pipeline thing also. Let's try this. So this thing, like in around the years also, like previous year or 2020 or 19, every year there is a new player in the market, like third-party application log like Buddy, or we can say the Bitrise. They are also providing to the customer that we are also in the market and just use our application. We are giving this benefit with the AWS or Azure. So, so this is the rise of CI/CD that around 2001, I have told that it is started with the cruise control. And then in 15 or 13, we can say a rise of the CI/CD. Then 2006 or 8, 2008, Hudson took the developer community by storm, and then it won the award from the community. In 2010, Sun Microsystem, which is a parent of Java, so it was acquired by Oracle and Jenkins was born. So Jenkins, you need, so you have to take care of that. The Jenkins, you need a dedicated machine, local machine. And second one is a Java dependent thing. So you need a Java configuration in your machine, then only the Jenkins will run. Then Jenkins is still most widely used CI/CD orchestrator in the industry till now. Now GitLab has taken the game to the next level in this area. All you need to is do is quickly look at the feature page, realize there are very few things in CI/CD process. Azure DevOps, now AWS code set of tools like code build, code deploy, code pipeline, code commit, everything. AWS and Azure are providing you everything. You can just name it and they are just okay. Around 1 month or 2 months, they are changing their whole of the configuration, their whole services. Um, okay, so what are the reasons to adopt the CI/CDs? First of all, I have told you that continuous testing. So every developer is pulling their branch and they are doing everything like bug fixing, everything else. Okay, so this is a continuous testing for the so what happens when the testing is continuous? Bug free. Your application will be bug free. Second one is a quicker release. So quicker release is like if I tell you an example of PhonePe, so around 3 or 4 months back, what happened is that whenever we scan a QR code, the app crashes. It just like it will display a message that please wait for some time. We are doing something or like this only. So around 2 to 3 days, they have released a newer version of their application. Like there is an update and the problem is solved. So this seemed a very small thing that okay, some bug come and then they have resolved it in 2 3 days. But what happened that if that bug is around 1 week or 2 week, what do you think that the people or the customer will wait? No. Nowadays, for every of our application, there are 50 more alternatives. If there is a phone pay, there is a Google Pay, there's Paytm, and there are many more things. So in so companies has to understand that every day is like a competition. Every day, you if your app does not have a new feature, if your app does not have a like bug-free features, no, people are going to migrate to the another application. So for the quicker releases, we are using the CI/CD pipelines. Then efficient operation. Okay, so developers are utilizing their whole time. They are utilizing their time efficiently and quality time. So they are having a efficient operation. Then customer satisfaction. Okay, so customer is satisfied. App is working like a butter. So yes, they are happy and they are like satisfied. So a happy customer is like it is providing more and more user. So we can say that Paytm is the highest customer or PhonePe has this much of customers. That this is why because they are adopting their strategies time by time. One example also like why the how the companies are now working that uh, in the we can see the in the Instagram previously we do not have a reels feature or any other features like that like story features. So they have seen like TikTok and all the apps are introducing the like short reels or this thing, and it is getting popular among the people. So what they have done, they have like imported this thing into their application like story and reels. Now Instagram is like everything we have, you just spend your time here. So this is the thing. Now we will discuss about the business impact and benefits of CI/CD. So okay, so we have talked about CI/CD that it is this and this and this. Okay, but the main question arises that why business has to be using this and why they are spending the money in CI/CD and why they should spend or why they should have a CI/CD thing in their application. So first of all is the bring product to market faster. As I have told, customers are not like they are not waiting. They are not going to wait for like some days or some weeks that okay we are waiting for this. You can do your work. No, they want their thing right now. Right now they want that this bug has to fix. So CI/CD bring the product to the market faster. Like teams already know the code is in good shape because they are automated tested. Continuous delivery means code is automatically deployed if it meets predefined criteria. Second one is allows the developer to deliver product consumers want now. So over a couple of years, you can see that now the customer or consumer, we can say it is a god. Okay, so everything relies on like it is a center, and everything revolves around him. So it will allow the developer to deliver product consumer that if they want this feature, like Instagram user wants the real feature, they are providing them. Okay. Third one is the CICD enables the organization to respond to consumer need as they evolve. So as I have told, consumers are now evolving. With this, the application are also evolving. So team has flexibility to update application and build and deploy new ones in response to emerging trends, new market, and evolving the expectation. Now CICD plays a crucial role in shortening time to value. Like I have told that it is if the time is less in bringing the bug-free thing or newer version, it is going to play a crucial role. Then CI/CD support customer outcome from a technical standpoint also. So when the product goes to the market, organization typically monitor. So every organization is going to like send 10 to 15 people in the market, and they will hear the people that what they are saying about their product. As we also know that now the whole of the game changes. Like now the companies who are producing some application or a new handset, they will not like go into the market and do their bulk. What they are doing, they are introducing around 15 or 20 or 30 you can say the handset or application, and then they're distributing to the what we can say the YouTube video maker or influencer, and then they will review that thing, and then it will create a positive impact in the mind of a customer. So this is also that whenever there's a newer version, because if in the previous in the like we can say in the first version like 1.0 version, there are some shortcomings and version, you have distributed this thing to only couple of people like 20 or 30 people, they will send back their feedback to a developer, and then developer will eradicate everything else, and they will release the newer or a bug free or a newer version of an application to the all of people. So this is also a benefit. It boosts the DevOps efficiency. So with CI/CD, teams can be implement a delivery mechanism. So automatically merge, run test, deploy change to multiple production environments. So as we all know, we have a different environments. We have a dev environment, a staging environment, we have production environment. So it improves definitely 100%. It will improve the app quality. The app will be bug free, newer version, whatever the customer wants. It offers the best of both worlds by enabling the tight collaboration between developers and operation team. So there are two teams, as we all know, developer and operational team, which works in the market. They will hear the things and they will go back to the developer that this thing is like identified by our customers. Now support the cloud-based app development. So CI/CD, it enables the elasticity, scalability, improved performance characteristic of cloud native applications. So scalability, the best example is like from tomorrow onwards, we are having like a big billion day or the share sale or anything else. Okay. So what happened is that around 365 days, as I can say that Flipkart, let's take an example of Flipkart that let's suppose they are using a definite amount of a server like 20 or 30 for the normal days. Okay. Now in these days or the sale days, they may increase their users. So around if they in the normal days they are having 100 users, so on the sale day they are having a 1 lakh user. So for the for the holding of a 1 lakh holders, 1 lakh users, we need the we can say the servers. Okay, so for those 5 or 10 days, Flipkart or any other company is not going to pay for the additional amount of a server. Let's suppose the normal days it is a 20 server, and in the sale day it is a 100 server. So there are additional of 80 server which are working in on those certain days. So companies are not going to spend their whole money or whole year in providing or in giving the money to those additional 80 servers. Okay, so what they will do, they will purchase additional 80 servers on that day only for the 5 or 10 days. They will purchase these, and after that day, they will go back to their to the normal routine for the 20 servers or 30 servers. So this is called a scalability. Like we are increasing our servers and we are decreasing our servers. It boosts the profit. Like I have told that yes, if any application has more and more users, it will boost the profit of the organization. Other benefits include the efficient software delivery, improved team productivity. It identify and fix bug quicker. It reduces the cost. MTTD, MTTD are improved and greater collaboration. It deliver the update faster. So efficient software delivery means that software is delivered to the end user efficiently. Okay, then team productivity. If the CI/CD practice, it will improve our productivity. Like it will free the developers to for the manual task. Like we automate everything. If they are merging the code, the newer application will be available in the app store automatically. They do not have to wait for every other thing. Third is identify and fix bug quicker. Okay, we have discussed this thing. Deliver the update faster. Yes, so the updates are faster and they are available to the everyone. Collaboration is greater one. So as a DevOps team, we are collaborating with the developer thing on the QA and testing. So CI/CD, it promotes the greater collaboration. MTTR is a mean time to resolution. So in a simple word, I would explain the MTTR that it is a shortest time, or it is a time which is going to like solve our issue. Like if there is any bug comes and it took 2 days. Okay, so it took 2 days. So what is our average to resolve that bug is around 2 days. So we have to reduce this 2 days thing to 1 day. So this is called as a we are improving our MTTR. So last one is a reduce it cost. So cost will be reduced. Automation in the CI/CD pipeline. It minimizes the number of errors that can occur in many repetitive step of CI/CD. So it frees the developers because we have automated all the things. Okay. So for the success of our CI/CD, there are some points which needs to be we have to keep in our mind. First of all is a make sure you nail your CI. So nailing of CI in simple word is like CI is continuous integration, as I've told. So we have to take care of the libraries of the dependency which we are using in our product, or in which we are using our application. Second one is a separate service. It is a crucial that CIs are separated from one another. It should be isolated and it is abstracted to ensure that changes made to one feature won't impact the others. So one branch should not impact the another one. This has to be clear very much that if one developer is working on the one branch, another developer should not merge into this, or the other branches should be isolated. It automates the repeatable process, like at around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. The mail has to be delivered to the IT team, or delivered to the manager, or delivered to the client. So it will automate this process. We have to invest the proper tooling and infrastructure. So what this means is like, suppose you are building an Android application, you have to be that sure that you need a machine of a higher configuration. Like if you are using a T2 micro for a mobile application or for the Docker thing, it will not going to work. Okay, so you have to invest in a proper tooling. Like you have to like minimum around 16 GB, or minimum amount of 8 GB I'm using for the Android application or any other thing. So how we can gauge, or how we can like calculate the effectiveness of CI/CD? Two major points, like speed and stability. So speed is like how often you are pushing your code to the repository. Okay, and then stability is like, as I have told, that MTTR. This feature has to be reduced. Okay, so it is the mean time to recovery. Change the failure rate. So as the manual or a rollback. So what happens sometime that in a production something goes wrong. Okay, so when something goes wrong, what we have to do? We have to roll back our changes, and let's suppose it is around 22.10. It fails. So we have to make the infra like this also, that if release of 22.10 fails, it will go back to the 22.9 automatically, so that the end user will not, or the customer will not have any problem. They are just using their own like previous version also only. But if anything happens, it will roll back to the previous version. So this is generally breakdown of DevOps performance matrix, how we can break down the this thing like elite, high, medium, and low. So okay, so this is the main thing which we are going like to deep dive into it. Like what are the CI/CD tools? So we have discussed about CI/CD, why we are using the, why the business are using it, and everything else. So this now the question arises that how we do this. What are the tools which are going to do this? So first one is the GitLab. So as I have told you that GitLab is a thing you can store your application into it. Okay, so you are very good, like very much comfortable in storing the repository in the GitLab only. And then GitLab is providing other features also like CI/CD. So what are key feature? Ease of installation. So you can allow the user to create, view, or manage product data. Developer centricity. So it offers the container scanning, dynamic application security testing, dependency scanning. Integration flexibility like Campfire, Flowdog, Jira, Pivotal. So integration flexibility means that how you can integrate your pipeline, or how you can integrate your repo to the other thing like third party application like Slack or like Jira. Whenever you have an issue, you can raise a ticket for the Jira, and then you can integrate your all things with this. Enterprise readiness. It maximizes the overall return on the software development for enterprise by delivering the software faster while strengthening the security and compliance. Also, security is also one of the main issue which we have to be taken care.
So for the AWS pipeline, what I have what I have like explained to you that develop centricity and endless. So we will go to the next slide, which is of Azure pipeline. Sir. Okay, so Azure pipeline, the parent is the Microsoft. So it simplifies the creation and testing of code project prior to the making them freely accessible. So the key features are like ease of installation, Python, Java, PHP, C++, .NET, iOS on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. Another one is a developer centricity. So as we have told that developer centricity, like whole of the thing could be of developer centers. Third one is integration flexibility. Okay, so I will explain the AWS again. Okay, so we can go back to the AWS thing. Yeah, so yes, so AWS is we can like for the all of the pipelines, the AWS is one of the major shareholder of the market, like AWS, Amazon Web Services. So it will provide the CI/CD tools to accelerate the software development cycle. So key features are the ease of installation. So it is possible to develop, test, and deploy application written in Node.js, Python, Java, PHP, Ruby, .NET, Android, and iOS. So everything else we can do this thing. Second one is developer centricity. So we can use the ECR, ECS, or Kubernetes, Docker, everything else with the CI/CD. Third one is the integration flexibility. So we support a diverse set of community developed, build, test, and development apps. And then last one is the enterprise readiness. So what do you mean by this? So Amazon S3, secret manager, code commit, code build, code deploy. So everything in the AWS we can use in this pipeline also. Like if you want to use a code build, okay, so whenever we are ready for this thing, I will show you the pipeline.
Oh, yeah. So what I am showing is the pipeline. So we can, so look like this. It is a we have a repo, which is a normal repo. I am showing you that Node.js. Team, my voice.
Yes, your voice are audible.
Yeah,
Gaurav, let me continue from here.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is a
So
code.
we're having some. Gaurav, let me
Yeah,
continue from here. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, so regarding the AWS pipeline, we will definitely show you at the end of the webinar. So as Gaurav is mentioning that we in the AWS pipeline we have different type of services that we can use. For instance, we have S3, we have AWS Secret Manager, we have AWS Code Commit, Code Build, and Code Deploy. So AWS Code Build and Code Deploy, what they do actually is they help us in the CI/CD. For instance, we have the Java code, or we have the .NET code, or we have the Node.js code. What the AWS code build will what do is that it will build the, for instance, for Java, it will build the even for the Android products, it will build the APKs, and the code deploy, it will actually deploy the latest code on the servers or S3 buckets, or even we can use the code deploy to, or we can also use it to push to the uh, stores also. So this is the how AWS code pipeline will work. Similarly, we have Azure. Azure also provide the kind of same features that we have in the AWS. We can. It is also easy for installation. It is also developer friendly. There are a lot of services. There are a lot of um, products that are developed by the Microsoft to use the Azure. We can make our own code pipelines similar way that we do in the AWS. Dockerization, if we talk about the Dockerization, it is a central like a containerization solution which is used a lot in DevOps and CI/CD workflow these days. Um, It supports application development for computing environments, including public, hybrid, and multi-clouds. We can benefits of Docker is it we don't have to we create images, we create write our code, and we just push it to the repos. So we with the Dockerization, we can use multiple clouds also. We can have some of our code working on the AWS, some of our code working on the Azure. So this Dockerization really helps in this also. Um, we can Docker Hub provides its free repository where we can download a lot of images, lot of tools there which are already development ready. So it provides open source tools. Community is really good, and as I mentioned, there are pre-built images for developer use. It is integration. If we talk about the integration flexibility, it allows user to develop applications in any language. We can use the Python, we can use the PHP, we can use .NET, Java, we can use the Dockers with any of the languages, and it is widely used in all of the platforms, and it is enterprise ready as we already mentioned. Similarly, we have Jenkins. Jenkins is it is an open source for automation. It is free to use. Although, if we talk about the AWS, Azure, GitLab, they are kind of paid, and we have to make the payments to if we use their services. But Jenkins, we can install on our systems, and we can use the Jenkins to create the pipelines. So it is kind of similar, but the only difference is that we can install it on our systems, and we can use the all other features that we can install it in Windows, we can use it on Linux or Macs or any of the our operating system that we have. We can use that. So if we talk about the product comparison, AWS code pipeline allows us to model the different stages um, of software process. For instance, in the first step, we will be building our code. In the second step, we can execute the test cases. In the third step, we can push the code to the servers. And in the fourth step, we can have the cloud front, and we can clear the cache from the cloud front also. So this is the offering that is provided by the AWS. So AWS code pipeline cost around $1 per active pipeline per month. They also provide it free for 30 days after creation. An active pipeline that has exist for more than 30 days and has at least one code change that runs through it during the month. There is no charge for the pipelines that have no new code changes running through them during the month. An active pipeline is not prorated for partial month. It is priced at $40 per Microsoft hosted CI/CD pipeline. And if we talk about the verdict, AWS pipelines are mostly used and ease and they are very easy to use than the Bitbucket or even the Azure. So it is if we talk about experience, we have the best experience in the AWS. If we talk about the Azure pipelines, they ensures that every open source project has rapid CI/CD capabilities. Although Azure is Microsoft centered, but still it provides opportunities for all of the other programming languages. Um, it is priced at $40 per Microsoft hosted CI/CD parallel task, and if we have to add additional, we can do it with an additional $15. The features are all synchronized, making it extremely easy to use. However, it might be challenging to implement environment-specific adjustment. As I mentioned, it is mostly Azure or .NET. Azure is .NET centered, but still, we can implement all the other programming languages also. GitLab, if we talk about the GitLab, it is a single application for the entire software development lifecycle. We can host our code in the GitLab. We can prepare the build in the GitLab. We can deploy the code on the servers from the GitLab. And it is free of use for individual users. And if we have a group of teams, and it will cost around nearly $19 per user for the teams. It will also provide enterprise plans also. It is also extremely popular. It is, as mentioned, it is a free tier and it offers around 5 GB of complementary storage and 10 GB of data transfers. However, it does not provide premium consulting services like large scale integrations. For instance, if we need help in case of AWS, we can reach out to their customer support and they can provide us support on the things that we are having troubles with. But it is difficult in case of the GitLab. Docker is a premier platform for container-based CI/CD projects. It has a localized desktop version. We can install the Docker on our systems, or we can use the centralized hub for the enterprise also. We can download the Docker from Docker website also. So its pricing, if we talk about the pricing for CI/CD, Docker provides it at $7 per month per user. It is leading among option for individuals, teams, and organizations which want to adopt the containerization for CI/CD purposes. However, large-scale deployments may be costly for independent developers, so it is not used in those cases. If we talk about the Jenkins, it is a free tool. It provides hundreds of ready-to-use plugins in its update center to reduce developer effort. So users can pay if they are using a hosting or if they are having it their own servers on systems. It is free to use. It is very easy to set up and provide a large integration libraries. There are a lot of packages we can download and we can use in the Jenkins. That's all from the presentation perspective.
Hello everyone, it's me again. Before we move to question answer round, I would like to take a few minutes of your time to talk about our company MoogleLabs for those who have joined a bit late. Moogle Labs is a brainchild of experienced IT professionals who work towards the digital transformation of the client's business operation using the latest technology like AI, ML, DevOps, blockchain, metaverse, and data science. Through this webinar, we aim to help others know the power of latest technology. And if you ever need an IT company that support this technology, we would be happy to help you to decode innovation and improve your business efficiency. Also, if anyone needs the presentation, can drop their email in the chat box.
So regarding showcasing it of how we can build it, we have a session coming up very soon. That will be that how we can build a code pipeline from scratch on the AWS as well as on the Jenkins.
So anyone has any question, sir? We can.
Yeah, I think we have a question.
Okay, so we have a question from Ajay Casey. So he's asking about the how many types of sources can be connected with the code pipeline. So everyone, we can connect every other sources with our code pipeline like GitLab, code commit, GitHub, Bitbucket. So first of all, one thing you can see that from the GitLab, you have to mirror your repo to the code commit because we do not have a source for the GitLab. So these are the things which we can connect our code pipeline with. Code commit is the own AWS GitHub type of repository. You can push your code to the code commit and it will automatically trigger the build and deploy part in the S3, in the Bitbucket, and any other thing. So you do not have to be worry about that my code is in this and this. You just have to do your work and the AWS and Azure pipeline will take their own. Okay, second one is from Arjit. So what is the security purpose of a CI/CD pipeline? So look, for the security purpose, what we can say that it is a concept called DevSecOps, like DevOps and security, then DevSecOps. So what happen is like GitHub has its own security. The code build we can use the VPC so that our pipeline or our code build everything should be in the isolated place. No one can access to it, and then we can do everything like secure for the security purposes. You can add a VAF or WAF, sorry, and then the protocol thing, and then every other thing. So this is another concept of the security compliance also that we can call it as a DevSecOps. Okay, so another one is from Sri Chandra. So she's asking about when we run the build in the AWS code build where we can store the artifacts. Okay, so what are the artifacts? It is the build product which is going to deploy, which is going to build, like the APK, like the node modules, like every other thing. So where we gonna start this thing? Like we can store it to the S3 bucket, to the ECS, or we can store in every other thing. So this is the thing we have to take care, like where we are deploying our thing. Like if we are deploying it into the ECS, into the web browser, or onto the EC2 machines. So we can deploy our artifact first of all in the EC2. We can deploy it into S3 bucket, or we can deploy it just in the ECS, like cluster services or microservices, which I have explained to you in the previous thing. Another one is from Gurpreet. Okay, so Gurpreet is asking that which apply. Okay, so he's asking like what they can use for the code pipeline. So okay, so it does not have like a particular type of answer that like it is a best thing or it is a best thing. So uh, like we have shared a screen like we have a product comparison of GitLab and everything else. So what happen is like if you are a beginner and you do not have a you do not want to spend a lot of money into this, and you are not just doing the production thing or any other thing, just go for the Jenkins. So it is a free of cost. It has all the plugins. You do your best and then make a pipeline, or you can understand the concept of pipeline with this also. Okay, if you have a production type or the staging or QA or testing thing, just go to the thing of like cloud thing. So AWS and Azure. So whatever will be the thing, or whatever I can say that whatever the concept or what how why you are building your pipeline, it will be fulfilled by AWS or Azure. So in AWS we can like break our services into microservice thing, and every other microservice will run and give you a certain type of API. So for saying this that this is best or this is not, it is entirely depending upon your requirement. You can do free of cost Jenkins or just spend some more money and buy a free trial or anything in Azure and AWS. Okay, so we have another, I think. Okay, Shubham is asking that what we have to do in case that we have to deploy our. Okay, so he's asking generally about that what we have to do when we are deploying our thing in the EC2 machine. Okay, so EC2 machine is like a virtual machine. Like if we I have to deploy my whole thing into the EC2, what I will do, first I will deploy my artifacts into the EC2 machine. So for this thing, keep in mind, code deploy agent has to be installed in your EC2 machine. Without the code deploy agent in AWS, I'm saying in it in like if we do not have a code deploy agent in our EC2 machine, the artifacts will not be there and we cannot access the website from the browser. Okay, so okay, so we will provide you the recording also to of the session, and then all right, Minkle, everything, anything else?
Yeah, the next session from MoogleLabs will be on Web 2.0 to Web 3.0. So please drop your email address in the chat and we will keep you posted about the latest events. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone, and sorry for the inconvenience which is caused. So we'll meet again.